there's an artist in all of us. You can't be a human being without there being an artist in you. But to be whole, to be all that you are, you need to get in tune with and let that artist in you speak.
I'm one of the 4 co-chairs of the interim board of the International Expressive Arts Therapy Association. And I'm the director of the Expressive Arts program at the California Institute of Integral Studies.
And our program was called Arts and Consciousness. So it was this spirituality and your inner life with being an artist. I hearkened back to that healing aspect of the arts that had been so strong for me. I was going through some difficulty, and I don't remember what the difficulty was. But and I began writing poetry. And I realized, I think the first I realized that I feel better. As I was a graduate student in philosophy, and I went through difficult times then, I bought a baritone ukulele, and I would play it and sing. And my house burned out. And I lost my baritone ukulele, and I thought, that's okay, I don't really need it. I was just having fun with it. But then I went through had a difficult time again. And I realized I need my ukulele, I need to buy another one. And so I bought another one. And realized if I'm going to make it through life, I need to keep doing art. And the art is going to help me through the difficult times. And that's how I began.
I'm Steve Levine, and I'm a training director, Expressive Arts Therapy program in Toronto. As soon as I met Jack, I felt he was a really steadying force in the group. He was a very kind person, really cared for students and cared for his colleagues. He was really, so far as you can be, he was pretty selfless. He wanted to push the work forward.
That is healing artists. And expressive arts healing artists, and people who really want to identify themselves as that, and don't want to particularly identify themselves as expressive arts consultant educators, and don't feel inclined to need or necessarily want to identify themselves as expressive arts therapists. I feel that the expressive arts therapist is someone who is grounded in multimodal expressive arts and in psychotherapy. In all kinds of special needs and special populations. You don't need to be a fully trained art therapist or expressive arts therapist to do this. You need some training, you need some work, but it's a separate field unto itself.
It's also tremendously powerful to integrate the arts into therapy and to be able to not just talk. Right here are little objects that are used in a tray of sand. It goes beyond the verbal into this symbolic imagery. And I believe that there's no one right way. They're all wonderful, these different approaches in our world. Art therapy, music therapy, dance therapy, drama therapy, there's American associations, British associations, European associations. But for expressive arts therapy, we had to make it international. And I think that says something about this field.
I think the most impressive to me is his very inclusive gesture, his inclusive heart to different approaches of expressive art therapy across cultures, across school, across founders, across boundary.
It's very primordial. It's you're touching something very deep and primordial when you touch the arts, and especially when you touch them without a lot of Western trappings, just in a way that is equally real and important for someone in Africa, as in South America, as in Bali.
Another part I learned from Jack is about how to nurture the IEATA community, because that is also very unique community in the world that embrace different people using art in different ways.
When we started the Expressive Arts Therapy Association, some people wanted to make it American, or at least North American, and others of us said no, it has to be international. And it's difficult to have an international association. It's administratively very much, and that's what the people warned us. And if we share arts, we find our similarity. You find how much we share. We find that we're not alone, and that our artistic ways are not just of our culture, but the arts in community are tremendous ways of breaking down barriers. Connect with someone. Connect with the association and ask them, is there anyone in your part of the world that I could connect to, or who's the closest, or a number of people, a few people, and connect with others. See what they're doing. Find a friend.
I really cared for him. I love the guy. He was a great guy. He was so kind. A lot of the words that people use about him have to do with kindness. Just a genuinely kind person, you know.
Yeah, and just his being is so grounded, so solid. Yeah, he like a mountain. Yeah, to me, that support me a lot.
I'm Jack Weller. I'm one of the 4 founders of the Expressive Arts Therapy Association, and I love this field.